Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Qatar Open Innovation Program webinar. This webinar is in partnership with MATAR. I'm very happy to be your host for this session. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Abdelhaq Belaidi, and I'm Program Manager in charge of Qatar Open Innovation Program in QRDI. My distinguished guests and panelists today are Mohammed Haider Hayat, Head of Data and AI at MATAR, and Ms. Yara Zaid Al-Ashkhas, Graduate Developee at MATAR. The agenda of this session will start by giving an introduction to the Qatar Open Innovation Program. Then our partner from MATAR will talk about their Open Innovation Call. Then I will show how to submit the proposal. And then we reach the Q&A session where we will answer both the programmatic and technical questions, and then we'll end this webinar at the end. Let me first introduce my guest. Mohammed Haider Hayat is an accomplished technology leader with over 17 years of experience in delivering innovation, applied data science and AI in the banking and aviation sectors. Haider is currently working at Hamad International Airport as the head of data and AI. Haider's most recent accomplishments include securing his organization the accolade of Most Innovative Airport Initiatives 2023 at the annual FTE conference in Dublin, through his work on the airport digital twin, as well as being recognized as the data analytics leader of the year at the Middle East Enterprise AI Analytics Summit in 2023. Haider holds a Master in Aerospace Engineering from Queen Mary University of London, England, with accreditation from the Royal Aeronautics Society. Haider has recently completed the Chief Technology Officer Executive Program at Judge Business School, University of Cambridge. My second guest is Ms. Yara Al-Ashkhas. Ms. Yara Al-Ashkhas is a graduate developee in MATAR. Yara is a member of the Innovation Acceleration team at MATAR with a focus on cultivating an innovative culture and integrating cutting-edge technologies. Yara brings a fresh perspective from recently graduating, having previously led innovative projects from scratch. Yara is dedicated to driving forward-thinking initiatives within MATAR. So now we start giving a short introduction about Open Innovation, but also about, let me first introduce Qatar Research Development and Innovation Council, QRDI. It was established in 2018 to drive research, development, and innovation efforts on a national level in line with the Qatar National Vision 2030 and the second National Development Strategy 2018-2022. QRDI Council has developed a 10-year strategy which seeks to create a locally empowered, globally connected RDI ecosystem, mobilizing leadership across government, academia, and industry to transform Qatar's social and economic future. Among the funding programs within the QRDI portfolio is Qatar Open Innovation Program. So the Qatar Open Innovation Program aims at connecting opportunity owners who are, in this case, Qatari large local enterprises and government agencies with local and global stakeholders or innovators. So we work with the local, large local enterprises and government agencies to identify the areas where they want to pilot innovation in order to enhance their competitiveness and performance. After identifying this innovation opportunity, we structure it in a form of call of proposal and we amplify it all over the world, targeting to get the best innovative solutions. So we partner with you innovators to test a pilot in Qatar. Through this program, we will facilitate the engagement of innovators with the large local enterprises and government agencies, and we will fund the initial pilot to be developed in Qatar. So what are our offerings to you as innovators in the frame of this program? We offer you to gain access to funding for a pilot development, and the pilot the fund is up to $100,000 US. The second offering is to have potential commercial agreement with large local enterprises and government agencies in Qatar. The third one is to facilitate company registration process within Qatar. The fourth benefit is to gain access to local incubators and accelerators inside Qatar. And last and not least is to gain the Qatari and GCC gain access to Qatari and GCC markets. Let me show you examples of opportunity owners we have worked with since we launched this program in 2022. So as you can see, we worked with large local enterprises who are well known globally, regionally, and even locally. And as you see, we have about 20 opportunity owners so far. Here are some statistics just to show that the program is, since it was launched in 2022, we published 53 calls. We awarded 27 projects, and 7 projects are completed. Among these statistics, as you can see, in the next 2-3 months, we will be awarding about 15 to 20 projects. This is the short, I would say, introduction about the program. I will hand over now to Mr. Mohammed Haider to talk about the opportunity that MATAR want to pilot. Mohammed Haider, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Dr. Baladi. If I can just confirm you can hear me okay? Great, thank you. So today we'll be talking about the innovation call being released by MATAR in conjunction with QRDI. But before I do, I'd like to give a quick introduction of MATAR. So Dr. Baladi, if I can ask you to go to the next slide. So you'll hear the name MATAR. MATAR is the Arabic name for airport. It is the operating company of Hamad International Airport. Hamad International Airport is located in Doha, Qatar, and has been recognized as the world's best airport by Skytrax for many years. For us, we have a very clear vision and mission. It's very much centered around our customer, which is passengers. We have 80% of passengers which are transferring through the airport, and 20% that join locally or terminate locally. For us, we don't want to just rest on the accolade of being the world's best airport, but we want to continue to innovate, and QRDI is a strategic partner for us, and we certainly welcome their assistance in helping us achieve that. Today, my colleague Yara will be running through a particular innovation call, which is centered around helping passengers find their way through what is a very large airport. For some of our passengers, it represents, a large facility that they may be visiting for the first time. And this innovation call is really about raising the bar of how airports provide wayfinding services. So on that note, I'll hand over to Yara to elaborate further. Please, Yara, go ahead.
Thank you, Haider. Just to also confirm, can you hear me well? All right. Doctor, can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, so I think, as you're aware, like to start the call, I just want to kind of put you through the passenger's experience before that. So, you know, to most of our passengers, when you go into an airport, the airport, because of how huge and how many facilities it has, it really feels like a maze. And, you know, you're just trying to reach either your destination as the gate or any other thing like the lounge or the restroom. And we have created so many opportunities for them to use within the airport other than the service desk. So we have the information kiosks that are available. So they're digital information kiosks which can take them easily to their destinations, as well as through our Hamad International Airport app. Now, if we can go to the next slide, we still try to understand what is it about people that is still making them go to the information desk. Is it because they feel like, you know, technology and they don't want to use it, and maybe they're not very tech savvy? However, as you can look at the picture, many of the people within the information desks queue, many of them have phones in their hands and they're using them for other things. So it's, you know, it's not like they don't know technology, but there's something else that we're missing. So we try to really focus on this image and try to analyze what is it about the image that's still making people want that. And through extensive research, we found out that the main idea is that people want that human interaction. They want to be able to straight away, without the need to go through, you know, different steps when you're on your phone or when you're on information desk, to get to that, just to get to exactly the question that you're asking for. So what we tried to do is try and implement that. And if we go to the next slide, as we can see, the lady on the left of the kiosk is, you know, is giving a lot of information just by moving her hand towards the direction that the person is supposed to take, and that gives a firmness to the person that this person knows what they're doing and they'll take me to the right location. So we thought that, you know, the way you're able to simply ask the service desk staff member, and also through these simple direction gestures that are given, as well as that human feeling and human touch, we think that there's that part that we're missing. In addition to, of course, you know, making the personalization of the experience, where as soon as they get to the desk, it's able to distinguish them and give them exactly the solution they want. So what we did within MATAR is try to find what type of solution is applicable. And the opportunity was that we could use generative AI, of course, to create that customer service experience. However, we're missing specifically the wayfinding that is giving the full experience. So if we go to the next slide, I hope that it makes it clear. Within MATAR, we are internally creating this like digital human that's synchronized with artificial intelligence to create, you know, that human interaction. However, the only factor we physically don't have is the digital signpost, which is why this call has been out. So the signpost will act as a way to you know, get the experience, the passenger. So whether that's through scanning the barcode or whether that's through biometrics to the camera that's within the signpost, this information will be taken, and then the signpost can automatically, from our technology, will extract that data and give back to the signpost, you know, the destination, and then it will automatically have the signpost switch to the correct direction. So that's really the main idea we want here, is the digital signpost, because internally we are doing the technology that the signpost will interact with. And basically the signpost should have, you know, about three digital hands that can be revolved. So to further go on the details of the functionality of the signpost, we can go to the next slide, where I just kind of you know, briefed on like the simple functionalities. So as I said, it's the rotatable interactive arm, as well as having high resolution display, where, you know, it would say, for instance, you know, go to gate C3, it's about 3 kilometers away, that'll be about a few minutes walking. So all of this information would be on the screen. And then of course, have a straightforward button. So if like a passenger just wanted to go to the restroom, and if they press on that button, it would automatically move the interactive arm into the direction of the closest restroom, or whether that's the lounge, so like these buttons would basically have those points. And the screen should have a so within the signpost itself, we would prefer if there is a possibility of having a screen in which whatever the robot says can be shown for people that have hearing impairments, or for clarity, in case the robot isn't clear, it would automatically give that information. And of course, having the camera, microphone, and speakers, so it can connect all of that information into our technology that we're implementing in-house and our database. And of course, being modular and able to remove or add more arms when necessary based on, the location and the trend of travel. And the option we added was to have a boarding pass. That's optional because, it's preferable to have it, because when a passenger is not enrolled into our system, it can automatically get their information through the boarding pass scanner. And of course, RTSP and IP addressable, just so it can integrate into our technology and can work closely with the artificial intelligence and robotics that we're creating in-house. So that's really the focus of the signpost. But if you have any questions related to, any clarifications you'd like, please feel free to ask, and we'll be happy to answer them in the meantime.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed Haider and Ms. Yara Shakhs for your clear presentation. As Yara said, if you have any questions, please use the Q&A function on the webinar to submit your question. Now we reach the third point, which is how to submit a proposal. You can submit by accessing our QRDI portal. My colleague Tanya already published or sent a link for the portal. So you can scroll down until seeing this call, which is MATAR call on automated interactive signpost for enhanced passenger experience. And then you double click to read the details of the proposal. You can see here the funding up to $100,000 US, and the duration is up to 1 year. So when you click on the apply here, as I see in the show in the screen, you will be directed to our innovation partner 9 Sigma website, where you can see the same information. You basically click on respond to this call, and then it will take you to the registration. If you didn't register, you can register at the 9 site website. Otherwise, you can sign in, and you will get to the proposal submission portal, where you can fill the forms. You can give a title for your solution, and then fill the forms, tick the boxes, and then submit your proposal. Here are some advices for the proposal submission. Fill in all the fields and tick all the relevant boxes. If you are not done yet, you can click on save and come back later. So you do not have to submit your application on one go. You can save and come back later. And at the end, before when you finish your application, please submit. Click on the button submit, so that your proposal will reach us and will not stay in the draft status. This is a reminder that the due date for proposal submission is October the 2nd, 2024. Now we're at the end of this presentation, and we start the Q&A function. Again, if you have any question, please use the Q&A function to and your questions. So some questions will be answered by my colleague Tanya, who is in the backstage, and I will read whatever I see here, and then if it's a programmatic question, I will answer. Otherwise, my colleagues, our partner Mohammed Haider and Yara will answer the questions. So the first question is, the skeleton signposts the only design required? If yes, why?
So I'll maybe take this one. So I'll be honest, I think the question's a little bit ambiguous, but I'll try to answer it if I've interpreted it correctly. But please repost the question if I haven't. So essentially, we are looking for a signpost as the form factor. So something which has rotatable arms with digital displays, which allows us to programmatically through an API change what's displayed on each arm, and also control the direction in which the arm is facing. We'd like it to be kind of a modular design with also the optional requirement of having a screen to display subtitles and closed caption for clarity and also accessibility purposes. So when it comes to the other aspects of the AI, the biometrics, that is being taken care of by our main project. The missing component that we are currently facing is this physical digital signpost. So this is why we've raised this innovation call, because we couldn't find such a device on the market, and are looking for your support to actually deliver upon providing the relevant hardware to complete our overall proposition. So I hope I've answered the question and hopefully not misinterpreted it, but please feel free to repost the question in a different way if required.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed Haider, for your question, for your answer. Second question is close to the first one. He said, can you please clarify the need for 3 arms?
Sure. So the reason why we've stipulated a minimum of 3 rotatable arms is because number one, we may have a constant stream of passengers, and so passenger number one may be requesting their gate information, so we'll display that and hold it for a period of time. When the second person comes, we want to continue having that for a period of time, but also make sure that we're able to display passenger two's requirement, which may be for Louis Vuitton, where is that? So the idea is that we can serve multiple subsequent passengers and hold that information on a period of time. The second reason is, as we talk to passengers, it may be that they have multiple requirements and are not really decided on which facility they want to go to first. It may be that they're looking to understand which is the closest. So we would so if they ask for 3 different places of interest, we would display all 3 and let them decide which direction they want to travel in. So that's really the rationale behind having 3, is number one, being able to serve multiple passengers and to persist that for a period of time. And then the second is where a single passenger has multiple interests, multiple points of interest, we can display that. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed Haider. Another question, just to confirm, the required solution will require a combination of hardware and software?
The short answer is yes. I think the hardware requirement is clear. When it comes to the software, what we're looking for is the presence of an API that allows us to control which direction each of the arms is facing and what text it's displaying. Not only that, we also need to have the ability to, through the API, send what text needs to be displayed on a digital screen if that's required. We also need the API to provide us with with information on the current display, on each vane, what position it's in. And we also need to have a video feed, preferably in the RTSP format protocol, and also audio. So there is an element of software required for the integrations and the operation of the signpost. Where we don't need you to focus on is the biometrics, the AI, because that's being covered as part of our wider project, not necessarily under this innovation call.
I think it's clear enough. Thank you. Following question is there interest in a system that can deliver the directions to the user via QR code, for example?
So if you look at some of our digital solutions that we have today, we do provide QR codes, and people can scan that and it launches a wayfinding app. But really what we're trying to do through this innovation call is something different. What we believe is that people don't want complex instructions, but rather they just want to be pointed at, in the same way that you saw in the picture, the initial direction. So what we're really looking for is this form factor to test whether or not this is something that's an appealing proposition. So it's not necessarily about providing an alternative kind of app or QR code or anything like that, but rather we're focused on testing the form factor of having a digital signpost to provide simple directions, and as a person travels in that direction and they encounter another signpost, we utilize our own software for biometrics to remember where they want to go, and we provide them with the next simple direction. So I hope this answers the question.
Thank you, Mohammed Haider. Another question, you mentioned that you have already developed your own AI. If one were to propose a humanoid form factor robot, would your AI need to be used for it, please?
So I think I want to be quite careful here. I don't want to necessarily limit creativity. So but we're quite focused on this digital signpost as a piece of hardware. So that's really the minimum that we expect as a response. Now, if you tell us that you have some additional features that are potentially interesting for us to leverage, we will treat that as a bonus. But that's not necessarily the core of what we're looking at. What we really need is a way to plug this gap of having this hardware and the ability to control it, and that's really our focus. But if you do, as part of your proposal, submit something which includes the signpost plus additional AI capabilities, we'll take that into consideration, but we feel at this point in time we have it covered.
Thank you. Following question, should we submit for the whole solution, or it is allowed to form consortiums? I think this is a programmatic question that I will take. It is possible to form a consortium of two companies, but what we need is to have the application from the lead company. Let's say we have a hardware and a software, a hardware company and a software company who want to apply. We have no issue with that, but it should be clear who is the lead applicant to us, and the other one is I would say, subcontracted by the lead applicants. I hope it's clear. If not, please ask a question again. Next question. Would you need to integrate with specific solutions or systems in MATAR, i.e. flight system?
So in terms of what we've built at the moment, we take care of interfacing with any airport flight systems. So it's not part of a requirement of this innovation call. What we need is the hardware. We will deal with recognizing the passenger, understanding their needs, their intent, where they need to go, and what we intend to do is to through an API instruct the hardware what it needs to display and what direction, which arm needs to display what and which direction it needs to point in, and what subtitles should be displayed on the digital screen if there is one.
All right, if there are no other questions, then I don't see any other questions. I would like to thank... yes,
sorry,
please.
Dr. Bilidi, there was one that I answered on the chat. It's under the answered section of the QA. I hope that clears that, and we don't need to verbally discuss it. But I just thought I'd highlight that there is one question answered over the chat capability.
Right. Thank you very much for this clarification, Mr. Mohammed Haider and Ms. Yara Al-Shakhs. There is another question, sorry. If the hardware is non-rotating, would this be of interest, as this can be a safer approach and carry more arms or screens? Also, it might be better from a maintenance perspective, as well as the need to add in more arms. This question to you.
Yeah, so if we look at our airport and where we intend to deploy these, just having arms in a fixed position wouldn't necessarily give us the value that we're looking for. The amount of points of interest that we have, we really need that 360 rotating capability, or near 360 rotating capability. Having a fixed arm, multiple approaches, just changing what's displayed, I think would be an underwhelming proposition at this stage.
All right, I think there are no more questions. I would like to thank Ms. Yara Shakhs and Mr. Mohammed Haider for their clarification and answering all the questions. And I would like to thank everyone who attended the webinar. I look forward to receiving your proposals and hopefully working with you on developing your pilots in Qatar. Thank you very much and have a nice day.